So I'm doing another video for you guys today. Today I'm gonna be making I don't know if I'm gonna make one big bag or two small ones. Right now I'm sort of leaning towards one big bag, a crossbody bag, but I might make two. So what I've got here, I've got everything staged here. So I've got two pairs of jeans. I've got my yardstick. You're gonna need a yardstick or something you can use to measure. Okay, after that, I've got my patches over here. So I've just made an assortment of random patches from previous projects and stuff like that. So just very abstract, no theme in particular, just some colorful patches for today. I've got slide buckles. I bought these at Hobby Lobby, $1.99 for two of them, so very affordable. I've got these parachute buckles. These were like $1.99 each. And then I've got these quilt labels right here. And then I also got this, this is what I'll be using for the straps. So these are all my materials for this project. I'm ready to fucking get this shit done. So let's go ahead and, so my first step is I'm gonna take the insides right here and I'm gonna cut them. So that's gonna allow me to have more canvas space. And once I have these jeans cut up, I'm gonna cut 4 16 by 16 inch pieces out. So I've cut the inside of the legs, and as you can see, this is giving me a lot more room. So I'm actually gonna cut 8 of these 16 by 16 inch squares. So I've got them laid out. I'm just gonna use a Sharpie and my yardstick to get those 16 by 16 inch pieces off. So the jeans I'm cutting aren't very wide, so I'm not gonna be able to go with the 16 by 16 inch cut after all. I'm gonna be going 12 inches by 12 inches instead. Okay, so I've got 8 16 by 16 inch squares, or 12 by 12 squares cut out. And I also did 8 of these as well. This is gonna be for the inside of the bag, the lining on the inside of the bag. So my next step, I'm actually gonna connect 4, so don't mind my blunt. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna sew there and there into one big square. It's gonna be 24 inches by 24 inches. And I'm gonna have 2 of these with the denim and 2 24 by 24 squares with the lining. So my next step is actually gonna sew this together. How I'm gonna do that is I'm actually going to line them up like this, and I'm gonna sew along the line together. I'm gonna sew them together, about a 1/2 inch seam allowance is what I'm gonna give myself. Then once you sew them and you pull them up like that, they'll be sewn together. So I'm actually gonna do that like that. I'm gonna sew them together here, and then I'm gonna sew them together here. And then after that, I'm gonna take those 2 and sew them together here, like this. So it's a process. I'm gonna sew 4 of these and 4 of these, and then attach them all together. You're gonna see what I mean, watch. So I went ahead and I sewed right here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it like this, and you'll see they're sewn together. You can either choose to use this side where these are coming to the outside of the bag, or you can use the flat sides. I'm gonna be using a mix of them. So here's one. I'm gonna do this 3 more times so I can have 4 of the denim ones, and then I'm gonna make 4 of these of the lining as well. Okay, so now you can see I've sewn my squares here, and I can open them up. So what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna do the same thing right along these lines right here. That way, when I sew it together and open it, I'm gonna have one big square like this. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as you can see here, I've got one big 24 by 24 square. I'm gonna go ahead and do this again for the other patches, these ones right here, and for the lining. So let's go ahead and do that. These are 24 inches by 24 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay both of them on top of each other with the wrong sides facing out, okay? This is very important. We want the wrong side facing outward for both of them. So it's the right, correct sides on the inside and the wrong sides on the outside. Now I'm actually gonna do that with my denim squares as well. So here's this one. This is gonna be the right side on the inside. And now I've got this one as well. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my squares on top of each other, wrong sides out. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna sew along 3 edges. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna, again, leave about ½ an inch of seam allowance. So, bang, 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 leave one side open. Same for this one. Bang, 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 leave that side open. But, actually, before I do this, I forgot I'm gonna sew my patches onto these, which is all of these that I've used. So first, I'm gonna sew the patches on, and then we're gonna go about doing this step right here. Okay, so I've sewn the patches on and I've sewn the bags together as well. But what I went and did is I cut a square 1.5 inches out from the corner of the sewing line. So it was about right here. And I did that for all those sides. What this is gonna allow me to do is actually make corners on the bags. So you can see what I'm actually gonna do here is I'm gonna slide them and pinch it up like that. And I'm gonna sew it straight across. And that's gonna allow me to make a corner on the bag. And I'm gonna do that for all 4 corners. So now when I flip the bag outside in, you can see there's a little corner on my bag. Ain't that fucking dope? Anyways, my next step is I'm gonna flip this back inside out. And I'm gonna place this inside my lining bag. So now I've got my denim bag. This is gonna be the outside and my lining bag. So I'm gonna actually sew along the edges around the entire bag, okay? So sew all the way around. I wanna make sure you're keeping them pretty close together. Okay, so I've sewn it on, but my lining ripped. That's okay, lesson learned. Use more of a stretchy fabric for lining, I guess, next time. Anyways, my next step is I'm gonna use my seam ripper, and I'm actually gonna rip this seam right here, okay? Yes, I know it sounds counterproductive, but we rip it open right here on the side. This is gonna allow me to flip the bag inside out and arrange it how it should be. Okay, so now I flipped the bag inside out, but this side is still open. So I'm actually gonna sew this back shut. This is the seam I just ripped open. Now that I flipped it back, I'm gonna sew it back shut. So there it is. I've sewn it back in. I'm a little disappointed that the lining ripped, just because now you can see it on the inside, but like I said, lesson learned, just a more durable lining next time, something that's not gonna rip. For my next step, I'm actually gonna fold it in 1 inch like that, and I'm gonna sew around the whole thing. That way it's not like this, it'll have a smooth finish. Okay, so I've got my shoulder strap, and now I've got my slide buckle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert it through one of the sides here, and then down through the other, right? And then over here, I'm gonna keep bringing it down. I'm gonna introduce this to my parachute buckle. So now I'm gonna go on the inner, I'm gonna actually insert this through the inner slot and then pull it back out and through here. Sorry, give me just a couple seconds. Have some patience with me, please. Awesome. So now it's there through the first one. Yep. Now I'm gonna bring it down into the second one. Okay, so as you can see, now I've got this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it again through here and then one last time through here. So it's essentially just one big, now I've made the strap. It's like, anyways, yes, I'm not a pro at explaining things just yet. I'm still figuring it out, but that's how you get the shoulder strap. Now I'm actually just gonna cut some more of this for the other side that's gonna attach to here. And then I'm gonna sew it onto the bag. Ta-da! Now I'm gonna sew one side onto the bag and sew the other side on the other side. So it's all done. I actually went ahead and ripped out the lining, so it's pure denim. I figured that would add to the denim aesthetic. And yeah, I mean, I'm very satisfied with how it came out. It's very big, so I wonder what I'm gonna be using it for, or I wonder who it's gonna go to, but very happy with this. It's a little tiring trying this project, but it's worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some pictures taken and everything, but here it is, man. Giant bag.